Cruise news time, and sometimes you just can't make this stuff up. I was prepared to come on here and talk about this incredible view that I have from the Caribbean Princess. A view unlike what I've seen on other cruises. A few come to mind when I think about beautiful views from harbors. I think, of course, Sydney, Australia. I think Seattle, Washington. The view is amazing here, and I wanted to come and share it with you. But ironically, while I was working on that, I looked at the cruise news, and there's a cruise news story about a council person here in New York that wants to put some heavy restrictions on cruise ships, and if they don't meet those restrictions, they're not going to be able to cruise out of New York City. And of course, it feels a little bit like propaganda. I'm not going to get too political, but it's frustrating. So look, I got a couple cruise news stories. I want to give you an update on what's going on with me. Yeah, and I got to show you the view. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. Let me just get this out of the way so it doesn't bum me out the rest of the show. Look at this article. So article says, lawmakers seek to ban cruise ships from spewing dirty fumes at New York City ports. So there it is. That should focus in. Look at this picture. Now that I don't know what cruise ship that is, but you can tell that's it looks very polluted. Okay. So they did a good job of putting a picture on here that was very polluted. But there's a council person that gave a speech today insisting that cruise ships have to be able to hook to the city's power. They have to be able to do shore power. She's proposing a bill that says if cruise ships do not convert to shore power here in New York City for the 3 places that they cruise out of, then they will be banned from New York City, essentially. The statistic that she's using, I don't know where it comes from, but she's saying that cruise ships emit in New York City on a daily basis the same amount of emissions as 34,000 tractor trailers. And she goes on to say, if 34,000 tractor trailers were behind us, spewing emissions, we would be incensed. And then they had a 9-year-old kid from Red Hook, which I'm not sure where that's at, a 9-year-old kid from Red Hook that says they got asthma because of cruise ships. They put this little kid on stage and said, I can't even swim to the end of the swimming pool because I got asthma from cruise ships. Any of that or none of that could be true. I don't know. But this picture annoys me because I was getting ready to come on here and show you the coolest cruise view I've ever had in my life. And then they throw up this image and there's a stark contrast. Let's just look at what I think is the coolest cruise view that I've ever had. I went up to deck 16 and this is what it looked like up there. Boom. Look at this. So over to the right of where I was at on deck 16, you've got the Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan. And then over to the left, there she is, Lady Liberty. And tell me, have you seen bluer skies? If this ship is emitting 34,000 semi-trucks worth of emissions, I don't know where it's at. Now, certainly pollution is a problem for the cruise industry. They've been working for years to try to improve the amount of emissions they put into the air. All of that stuff is true. There's been a lot of initiatives when it comes to shore power, and there's a lot of cruise ports around the world that use shore power, and I'm not opposed to New York City using shore power, but I just wish they would do it in a way that seemed not so salacious, right? Asthma kid, brown skies, I don't see it. So, look, I'm a big fan of the cruise industry. Obviously, I'm also a big fan of the environment. So anywhere that, pollution can be improved, that's good. But can't you just have the conversation saying, hey, we can do shore power. It'd be nice if we got the cruise lines to do that. But maybe you need the stick and not the carrot. I don't know. But is this the most beautiful? I'll throw it up again. I'm looking at the Statue of Liberty from the Caribbean Princess, hours before sail away, under blue skies, taking in the brevity of what Lady Liberty means as a country full of immigrants. I'm feeling very patriotic right now. Is there a more beautiful sail away? I don't know. And I don't know, but there's that. I do have another cruise news story. I want to give an update on yesterday's show. First, yesterday's show, I was talking about New Jersey musicians. I mentioned Bruce Springsteen and John Bon Jovi. Who else did I mention? I feel like I mentioned somebody else. at least Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi. Somebody said Ludacris is from New Jersey. I didn't look that up, but there were 3 that I left out. Significantly, I left out Frank Sinatra. Fly me to the moon, let me... How did I leave out Frankie? And then, of course, I also left out Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Yeah, I won't try to sing Frankie Valli. And Whitney Houston, apparently from New Jersey. So a lot of good music coming out of New Jersey. I'm sure there's probably some metal bands or something that came out of New Jersey that I'm just not even thinking of. But there's the update to that. And then the other cruise news story is that, we've been talking about Starlink. We've been talking about the internet. A lot of cruise lines have already gone to Starlink. Well, now we have 2 more cruise lines going to Starlink internet. We're talking about Cunard and P&O cruises. They're starting to roll it out on their cruise ships. So anybody on those cruise ships should start to see a faster internet experience depending where you're at in the world. But that's good news. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. Unfortunately, I'm not on the same side of the cruise ship as the Statue of Liberty. I have a whole different view from my balcony. Would you like to see a view from my balcony? I'll show you that, but before I do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. Yeah, here's my view from the balcony. Brooklyn. Gotta say this too, super duper easy embarkation process today. We went as fast as we could go. The embarkation process was only limited by the amount of effort that we put into it. So as fast as we could walk through all the stations, we were on the cruise ship with probably less than 15 minutes. And let me say this. So my first time in Newark, New Jersey, seems like a great city. It was bright and sunny there this morning. If you fly into New York, New Jersey, do not stay at a hotel with the name Marriott in it. Apparently there's 3 or 4 Marriotts around the Newark airport. We got on a bus that said Marriott yesterday. We went to the wrong Marriott. Poor Don went to 3 Marriotts yesterday. We finally got to our right Marriott today. The driver this morning went to the wrong Marriott. I met other people that had trouble getting to the Marriott. Yeah, I think this is my pro tip for Newark, New Jersey. Book a hotel that doesn't have Marriott in the name. Book a hotel that's very unique, because maybe you'll have less trouble. Don, I haven't seen Don's video yet, but I'm assuming he described our turmoils in a fun way. So make sure you go check out Don's video, Don's Family Vacations. I think that's it. Tomorrow, Newport, Rhode Island, The Breakers. Apparently it's a small summer cottage that was owned by the Vanderbilts. I'm not expecting much, but tomorrow, The Breakers in Newport, Rhode Island. Okay, boom, that's your cruise news. Hope everybody's doing great today on a Tuesday. This is Tony for La Lido Loca, 19th of September. Happy birthday to my brother Chris. Yeah, Tony for La Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.